Coming up, absentee voting just got tougher. We have the details on what the next election might look like for mail-in voters.
And later, COVID-19 chaos took over Carver Hawkeye Arena last night. Stick around to find out what happened.
Welcome to DITV Now, your flash update on all the biggest headlines coming out of the Daily Iowa newsroom. I'm Shivan Shahuja.
And I'm Lauren Johnson. Absentee voting in Iowa might get harder. A bill limiting absentee voting passed both the House and the Senate this week. Now, the bill is sitting on Governor Kim Reynolds' desk to be signed into law. This bill shortens the period for absentee ballot return from 29 days to 20 days. It also limits ballot drop boxes to 1 per county. Finally, Iowa's polls will close at 8 p.m. on Election Day, 1 hour earlier than before. This means it will be harder for voters to cast their ballots if they can't make it on Election Day. As of now, Governor Reynolds has yet to sign the bill.
As businesses continue to suffer from the effects of COVID-19, Iowa City Downtown District is awarding a $5,000 grant to women and POC-owned businesses. DITV News reporter Elise Gabor talked to recipients of the grant about what the money means for them.
We lost a lot. We lost all the employees.
COVID-19 has drastically hit small businesses. The City of Iowa City is offering a $5,000 grant to help 27 local businesses. 20% of this loan is going towards women and people of color-owned businesses. The businesses range from restaurants to retail to health.
Well, the one thing that I think was really important about how the city structured it is that they were really focused on BIPOC and women-owned businesses.
Business owners are doing everything they can to pay their employees, pay their bills, and keep up inventory. This grant will offer relief and cushion during this tough time.
Well, it helped me to follow to be able to follow my vision.
Business owners had to get creative during COVID, with many businesses offering curbside delivery and online shopping. Downtown has changed a lot in the past months.
Really want to thank the downtown and all the efforts they did during the hard times.
Many downtown businesses have showed their support for the Iowa City Downtown District. The owners are praising them for all they have done throughout COVID to help support their businesses. This loan opens many opportunities for small and minority businesses. From downtown Iowa City, DITV reporter Elise Gabor.
In other news, the Iowa women's basketball team was supposed to play Michigan at 3:30 yesterday. Julia, what happened?
Yeah, Shivansh. So the Iowa Hawkeyes were supposed to play number 12 Michigan Wolverines yesterday at 3:30 p.m. However, the game was delayed because both teams had to be retested for COVID-19. Nevertheless, both teams tested negative and the game was played at 8:30 p.m. Now the Iowa Hawkeyes came out and rolled past Michigan, beating them 89-67. Caitlin Clark had 27 points on the night, and right behind her followed Kate Martin and Monica Sinanu, who both had 15 points. The Iowa Hawkeyes traveled to Madison, Wisconsin this Sunday to battle with the Badgers.
February is Black History Month, and UI athletic teams are honoring African American history. DITV reporter Katie Wadman found out what Hawkeye athletes are doing to celebrate diversity and equality.
Athletes are learning and informing others about African American history. Iowa volleyball customized their uniforms as a symbol of unity, and the women's gymnastics team has had enough.
Whether it's on the mat or on the football field, these athletes are celebrating equality and diversity.
The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion had University of Iowa athletes highlight former UI African American athletes that made history. Athletes feel that the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion group is a place where athletes can go and discuss how to make athletics a welcoming and inclusive environment.
We don't discriminate. We welcome everyone, every recruit with open arms.
Iowa volleyball also believes making an environment inclusive is very important. They customize their uniforms with patches of 2 of their teammates holding hands.
It's not just some random patch. Our team knows that that's Kendra and Amaya's hands are on the ball.
The meaning behind the patches is something that is very special to each individual player.
We're all dedicated to keeping equality and love and just supporting each other the whole way.
Earlier this month, the women's gymnastics team created a video titled Enough. That was a representation of standing up for social injustices.
What it's about is humanity. And the right thing to do. Everybody should be equal and there should be nobody that's judged by the color of their skin or who they love.
Women's gymnastics wants to take action and change how Iowa athletics was. They want to be the start of a new legacy that they can look back and be proud of.
Reporting at the University of Iowa, Katie Wadman, DITV.
Hate crimes towards Asians and Asian Americans have grown since the beginning of COVID-19. Recently, there's been a rise in attacks on elderly Asian Americans. COVID-19 nicknames like the China virus amplified anti-Asian aggressions. As a result, many Asian Americans have been targets of microaggressions or physical attacks.
Probably around March last year when they were walking on the street, some random people, teenagers even, just ran and shouted like coronavirus into their faces.
Others felt people were overly cautious of them as they went places in public. These kinds of attacks are hard to report and often go unnoticed. There have been over 2,000 reported acts of anti-Asian discrimination from March to December of last year and more since then. As vaccines were beginning to roll out in January, an 84-year-old Asian American was assaulted on his walk in San Francisco and died just days later.
When pandemic started, the average person just linked the coronavirus to China, to Chinese, or to Asian, eventually to an Asian look-like person.
Sun said how people attacking Asian Americans only see someone who looks Asian and they do not realize how diverse the Asian American community is, which is resulting in more and more unnecessary hate and violence. Spreading awareness and educating yourself can help end this prejudice people are facing in America. On Thursday, the United States House of Representatives passed the Equality Act. This is a landmark bill that seeks to bar discrimination based on gender identity and sexual orientation. This bill also passed the House in 2019, but failed to pass the Republican Senate. President Biden has shown support for the measure, but it still may struggle to pass the Senate. It will need to get at least 60 votes to pass. It's beginning to look like spring in Iowa City. Today will be partly sunny with a high of 43 degrees. Tomorrow will be sunny and the high will get up to 48 degrees. It's almost time to shed those winter coats.
Thanks for tuning in to DITV Now. We'll be back Monday morning with the return of our DITV live shows.
Tune in at 8:30 on the Daily Iowan website for the latest on the University of Iowa, Iowa City, and Hawkeye Nation. From Iowa City, I'm Lauren Johnson.
And I'm Shivansh Ahuja. Have a great day.